Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The words of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the US, capture, in essence, all that we do at Bishop Cotton. We cannot always build the future for our children, but we can build our children for the future. June ushers in the arrival of a fresh batch of boys, some bright-eyed and excited, others teary-eyed and scared. On a regular school day, these boys are challenged and involved in activities that are engaging, stimulating, and motivating. The emphasis is on a happy, relaxed, and comfortable environment that contributes to the child's intellect. At the kindergarten orientation, the chief guest, Mrs. Swati Watts, Director and President, Podar Education Network, emphasized the vital role parents and school had on the overall development of the child. She stressed that there was an intrinsic need to return childhood to children.
I congratulate the principal here for introducing Lego. Brain research says the eye and the hand need each other. The brain of this growing child requires three-dimensional objects before your child can process two-dimensional and one-dimensional objects. So if your child has never been exposed to three-dimensional objects, your child's geometry, physics, and even chemistry is always going to be weak. And so this Lego which you are seeing is not just putting together puzzle pieces. Lego is that three-dimensional object which the brain of your child is going to respond to and require. So it's important to have technology, but it's also important to give your children the 3D in their life.
Lord Byron, the great poet, said, "There's music in the sighing of a reed. There's music in the gushing of a rill. There's music in all things. If men had ears, their earth is but an echo of the spheres." Children naturally respond to music by moving and being active. Our young ones give their lungs a thorough workout, either swaying to soft melodies or jiving to a more upbeat tune.
Swing on a tree, we I am so free, because the Father loves me.
I wanna
Clap my hands, stomp my feet. I wanna clap, doo-doo, swing on a tree, we I am so free, because the Father loves me.
The use of audiovisual materials provides a stimulating experience to each child and generates great interest and active participation. A journey of discovery unfolds itself through the different inquiry-based programs. Chirping birds and waddling geese, the kindergarten pet corner is one of the most popular areas. The children are mesmerized by the antics of the birds and are absolutely thrilled watching them. Our aerobic classes aim to help children develop active, positive lifestyles. The fun physical activities, which include music and dance, rejuvenate mind and body, enhance coordination, and introduce grace and rhythm. Children learn by doing, and play is their work. Whizzing down the slide like a superhero on a mission, climbing the jungle gym like Tarzan, building sandcastles fit for a king, or the gentler pursuits of hide and seek, gives them the freedom to forge bonds with playmates and develop the spirit of working together as a team. By moving the learning experience beyond the confines of the classroom, children are exposed to the splendor of nature and learn to appreciate the beauty of God's creation.
How does the leaf take water? How does the leaf get its water?
From the root.
From the root, yes, and the water travels up the leaf. Can you see the roots hanging from this? And the big leaves, this big leaf, this is called a climber. It is taking the support of the big tree trunk and climbing all the way up there.
Open Day, 24th August 2014, allowed parents to witness and gauge the progress made by their sons in just a few months. On display were notebooks and artwork, which were viewed with exclamations of delight and pride. Cottons added another dimension to Children's Day celebrations in the form of Color Day. Color and fun set the trend for the day. On the 13th of November 2013, colors were brought to life. Independence Day was celebrated with great fervor. Boys from the lower kindergarten, the future of India, dressed as freedom fighters, while the upper kindergarten choir enthralled the audience with patriotic songs. Students of the upper kindergarten presented Rhythm and Rhyme Time on the 28th of September 2013. The children recited and sang songs based on the imaginary and popular world of cartoons. Chief Guest Mrs. Prema Daniel reiterated the importance of music as an instrument of learning. On Sports Day, Master Blaster, the welcome drill was dedicated to the god of cricket, Sachin Tendulkar. The colorful display, Happy Kites, transformed the field into a sea of color. The drill performed by the upper kindergarten was aptly titled Fun and Frolic. Relays, both inter-class and inter-school, were gamely contested. Despite baton drops, tripping, falling and lane changes, they continued the race, showing that there was no dearth of enthusiasm, exuberance and sportsmanship. In the kindergarten block, attired in their party wear, the children ushered in Christmas, with brightly decorated classrooms, the singing of carols, and an enactment of the Christmas story. On the 13th of December 2013, the Karnataka Central Diocese of the Church of South India celebrated Christmas with the extended family of all sister institutions. Our children have an endless, inspiring well of creative energy. We encourage this creativity, nurture it, and believe in giving fresh impetus to that latent talent that exists in all our children. The craft exhibition, Teeny Weeny Craft World, showcased over 800 pieces. At the annual day, the students of the kindergarten charmed the audience with their production entitled the Lifetime Achievement Award. The heartwarming play highlighted the value of a mother, and many an eye turned moist with their histrionics.
I don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. I blame it on the boogie. We will love the beach. Together. We will learn and teach. Together. Change our pace of life. You can open up your mouth and you can say, "All right, the doctors." At the doctors. Listen to the stethoscope.
This award goes out to all the mothers here. Thank you for always being there. You are the best. We will love you always.
The chief guest, Dr. Amrita Das, was amazed at the confidence and assured performances of our boys. We were perhaps the first school in the country to introduce Lego in the kindergarten as part of its curriculum. My visit to the Learning Systems headquarters in Japan last year has certainly been fruitful. Between the 5th and the 8th of January 2014, Bishop Cotton hosted the 92nd Annual Conference of the Association of Heads of Anglo-Indian Schools. Principals from across the country congregated at Cotton's for an enlightening and motivating experience to go the extra mile in the cause of education. At the inaugural function, the chief guest was none other than the Tibetan spiritual leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Nobel laureate. He captivated the audience and kept them spellbound with pearls of wisdom intermeshed with humor.
Because of democratic country, rule of law, India, I think since independence, very, very stable country. Compare Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all these neighboring states, India is most stable. Wonderful nation. So now you, as an Indian, full of self-confidence, with that, honest, truthful, transparent, through that way, you can build India further, much more healthier way. So please keep in your mind. Thank you.
Old Cottonian and Chairman of the Unique Identification Authority of India, Padma Bhushan Nandan Nilekani, was the guest of honor and keynoter.
It's an enormous privilege for me to be here today and sharing the stage with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It's also a great honor for me to address this audience. I've often spoken of the importance my school and college education has had to my life. I grew up in extremely modest circumstances. My parents prized education and they worked hard to send me to the best school they could afford, which was the Bishop Cotton Boys School. I was very fortunate to be here. I had some wonderful years at this school, including the centenary year of 1965, when President Radhakrishnan had come here, and that was a very memorable occasion for me.
The De Rosio Awards for exemplary service to school education and human enrichment was instituted by the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examinations, New Delhi, to honor and motivate people to serve the nation in a manner that clearly defines leadership in an identified sphere. I am honored and deeply humbled to inform you that this prestigious award was conferred on me at the closing ceremony of the conference by the Governor of Karnataka, Shri H.R. Bharadwaj.
The jury for the De Rosio Award, in recognition of their outstanding contribution to the field of education and human enrichment, confers the De Rosio Awards 2013 to the eminent educationist, Mr. John K. Zachariah.
I'm proud indeed to inform you that the World Consulting and Research Corporation, in its magazine, ranked Bishop Cotton among the best 100 institutions in Asia. The award was presented to me at the Asian Summit held in New Delhi in January this year. The journey to graduation truly begins in the kindergarten. All that is sown and nurtured in our students in their formative years of their growth from kindergarten now finds fruition. This year, 539 boys from standards 10 and 12 graduated. Besides being awarded with the School Captain's Cup, Paris Bellendor was also the proud recipient of the Maiden Cup and the Best All-Rounder Award from Standard 12. Arihant Sungai won the award for the Best Senior Prefect. The chief guest, Padma Bhushan Dr. B.M. Hegde, held the boys spellbound with his pragmatic and inspirational advice. The poignant moment of handing over the mantle of responsibility, the school leavers' pledge, and the candle lighting ceremony saw many of the graduates get highly emotional at the thought of bidding adieu to their home. It will only be a matter of time before your young boys will also graduate in such a grand manner. Equipped with the values Cotton's instilled in them, they will keep the green and gold flying high always. Many thanks to the Vice Principal, Mr. Christopher Thambidurai. Coordinator, Mrs. Shireen Washington. Associate Coordinators, Mrs. Nanda Elizabeth Gautam, and Mrs. Christine Brown, and all our wonderful kindergarten staff. I wish to express our gratitude to the Right Reverend Dr. John Stephen Sadananda, Chairman of the Board of Management, the Right Reverend Dr. Moses J. Kumar, Vice Chairman, Mr. David Soanes, Treasurer, and other members of the Board of Management, who are so gracious in the time they give so generously to attend to the matters of the school. The school has been able to retain its glory thanks to their wisdom and vision. I wish to conclude with the words of Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist. One looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is the much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and for the soul of the child. May God bless this institution. Nec dextrosum, nec sinistrosum.